In just over 5 weeks, registered voters will head to the polls. We headed to the streets of the capital to hear what you want to see from the next administration. Plus, the Coalition of Independents leader says they've been on the battlefield, ready to go head-to-head with the two major political parties come May 12th. And then, a man has been charged in connection with the fatal shooting of his ex-girlfriend in the Fox Hill community. We've got details from the courtroom. And then in our news at 7:30, we hear from residents in the second city. From registered voters to those on the fence, they weigh in on the upcoming general election. The details for these stories and more as our News Live at 7 starts now. Welcome to our News Live at 7. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. We have reactions tonight following the Prime Minister's announcement of the May date for elections. There are already record numbers registering to vote, proving that the electorate is now in election mode. Here is our Joshua Williams with some reactions.
The Prime Minister's announcement Wednesday to dissolve the House and issue the writ of election did more than just end the speculation on the election date. It was a reality check for many who had delayed registering or putting in for a change of address.
I was planning on for the last few weeks, but, it's just been busy, so now it's like crunch time now. Trying to get registered. I got to try to find the area I'm at because last election I voted. I ain't there no more, so it's crunch time.
The proroguing of Parliament last week got the ball rolling with long lines at the registration centres and a flood of billboards and road signs across constituencies. But for voters like this one, her mind is already made up. She's ready to give the governing party a second shot.
He's doing an excellent job. I like how he's fixing all the roads and doing everything. And what he say he mean, you go to Brave, you ask him, whatever he say he's going to do. He's doing an excellent job. Brave, keep it up, keep it up.
But others not so enthusiastic, even saying they're not voting. Something we saw play out with low voter turnouts in the Golden Isles by-election and the general elections in 2021.
I don't think none of this government is for these people, none. And they talks and they do nothing about it. And even when they do, it still don't make no sense because the people in the country still finding themselves struggling. So something needs to be done. We need a change.
Now I also ask voters what issues will be top of mind when they mark their X at the polls.
Healthcare is the main one right now. They really need to fix the healthcare system because it's so ridiculous that I don't know what to say. When you go into a government-owned clinic or place like that, there's so much things you have to pay for and do. And then you don't have the funding, then they're telling you they can't assist you, X, Y, Z.
The way we conduct business in this country, mainly like people always on the guessing game of what's going on until it's done, and then it's just like nothing you could do. So I just hope that things get a little better in that area, like more transparency and everything like that.
Reporting for our news, I'm Joshua Williams.
All day. Yes.
Thanks so much, Josh. Well, the Coalition of Independents ready to go head-to-head with the country's two major political parties on the political battlefield. COI leader Lincoln Bain making it clear the party is ready to hit the campaign trail. In the weeks leading up to, thousands of Bahamians will go to the polls. On Wednesday evening, Prime Minister Philip Davis announced the country's next general election will be held on Tuesday, May 12th. The Prime Minister also revealed he'll advise the Governor General to dissolve Parliament on Wednesday, and the writ of election will be issued on Thursday. And for COI leader Lincoln Bain, it's a date they've been anticipating.
We have launched a campaign from last March with Vision 2030, and we were sitting down on the battlefield waiting for them to come. We've been defending the Bahamian people in the meantime against these atrocities of immigration, invasion, and high cost of living. And we think that the country needs a change, and we think the Bahamian people want a change. And so we're glad that finally the government realizes that they should not wait until October when they really had to call it, but they should call it now.
Once Parliament is dissolved, voters will no longer be able to register. The announcement of the election date comes a week after the House was prorogued, ending the current legislative session and also prompting a rush for voters to register. Bain says the registration process for some is a nightmare. Long lines and waits, the complaint for many.
The registration process is atrocious. I think it's a travesty, and it's a sign of a major failure in a failed state. People are complaining. We're getting calls every day, all day, from people who had bad experiences going there, not because of the workers, but because of the system that is put in place that did not consider that there would be a mad rush once the Prime Minister made the call.
Well, a man has been charged in connection with the fatal shooting of his ex-girlfriend. 35-year-old Stephen Miller was arrested shortly after prosecutors say he shot and killed Janetta Thompson outside of her Fox Hill apartment on March 28th during an argument. He's accused of endangering the life of Jeffrey Cooper with the firearm during the shooting. Arresting officers allegedly recovered a silver and black Smith & Wesson .40 pistol that contained 7 unfired rounds of ammunition. Miller faced charges of murder, possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, and possession of ammunition when he made his initial appearance before acting chief magistrate Ancilla Evans. He was not required to enter pleas to the charges, and bail was denied. Miller returns to court on July 16th to receive voluntary bill of indictment papers to fast-track the case to the Supreme Court. A strip club owner has lost an appeal against a rape conviction. Akeem Wilson, otherwise known as Akeem Watson, is serving a 21-year sentence for the rape of a 21-year-old woman. The woman testified that she went out with her sister on July 4th, 2021, and they went out for drinks. Their final stop was Wilson's club before going to her sister's home, where she fell asleep. The woman said she went to the bathroom to throw up and passed out. She awoke to grunting sounds and saw Wilson on top of her. Wilson was a close friend of the victim's sister. Well, we've still got lots more news to share with you tonight, but first it's time for your first look at temperatures with meteorologist Greg Thompson. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. Partly cloudy conditions once again on the outside, and it is still breezy. 76 degrees our current temperature with an east wind at 17 miles per hour. Your field strike temperature is at 75. Temperatures right now around the Family Islands still a bit on the warm side. 76s across the entire northwest Bahamas, the exception being Marshall, Abaco at 74, Governor's Harper, Eleuthera at 75, Central Bahamas 77 in Kemps Bay, then we pick up 76, Black Point, Exuma Keys, 78s in Arthurstown, Kid Island, Georgetown, Great Exuma, 79s, Port Nelson, Rumkey, and in Deadman's Key. Coburn Townsend, Salvador, 77, and we pick up 79s once again in the southeast Bahamas. The main exception, Abrahams Bay, Maguana, 1 degree cooler at 78 degrees. Satellite radar composite, we still have that high pressure ridge still in charge, and we have that very stiff easterly wind bringing in some Atlantic moisture. We got a surge of that moving in earlier across the northwest Bahamas. Most of that now moving into the Florida area. We have 2 disturbances in the mid and upper levels, and one at the surface that we're going to continue to monitor. One down the southwest Caribbean, see a lot of showers and thunderstorms down there. And another one north of Puerto Rico. That should get in here by the weekend. Looks like we may have some showers for your Easter weekend. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sport,
Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching.
For both events featuring the best talent the Caribbean has to offer.
New roads and airport.
Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Experience the games, the track, and the moments that define the region's best young athletes. We are your exclusive carriers of the 2026 Carifta Games, with updates from Carifta Swimming. Catch every stride, every finish, every victory. Airing on Channel 212 and streaming live on our news digital platforms. It's the 2026 Carifta Games, only on RTV.
Meet the voices who want your vote. Coming to the RTV lineup, Candidates Catalog,
a show that throws political heavyweights and newcomers into headline-grabbing challenges. Join Megan Shepherd as she dissects candidates' promises, pasts, and personas. Candidates Catalog, where strategy collides with conscience. Only on RTV.
From the K-9 unit to the precision movement of officers on the parade, to the boys in blue hair on the SWAT team, to the police canteen, to the legal department. Join me, Jasmine Brown, over the next few weeks as I continue my annual Police Month series, where I'll take a look at several divisions within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You can catch the stories on R News starting at 7 p.m., as well as log on to the R News social media pages.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Today is for travel, tomorrow is for getting familiar with the new territory, and Saturday, they begin to chase history in Grenada. The most influential junior track and field meet in the region is here, and Team Bahamas is ready to embrace the challenge in Grenada at Carifta 53. This meet has long been the launching pad for future global stars, Olympic champions, world medalists, and NCAA standout, making it one of the most important development competitions in the sport. Once again, Team Bahamas features a strong mix of returning medalists and rising talent across all disciplines. Speaking of history, Team Bahamas is looking for even more of it at Carifta Swimming, on the hunt for an 8th consecutive title in Martinique. The R News team is everywhere, all at once. We've got you covered there too. That title defense tour is officially underway. Team Bahamas had their final send-off at the Betty Kelly Kenning Aquatic Center Wednesday morning before taking off for Martinique. Next stop, the chase for 8 at the 39th edition of the Carifta Aquatics Championships. Opening ceremonies dive in Friday afternoon, but after the pomp and pageantry, competition officially gets underway. He was already moving ahead of schedule as one of the fastest rising prospects in the minors before an injury derailed his 2026 season. But don't be alarmed, don't be worried. Sebastian Walcott will be back and will be better than ever. Walcott shared photos from his recent elbow surgery for the first time following a successful internal brace procedure. The Rangers said the 19-year-old infielder avoided Tommy John surgery with a recovery timeline of about 5 to 6 months before he resumes hitting and a possible return to game action. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world. As U.S. President Trump announced Pam Bondi is out as his Attorney General. Plus, 4 astronauts blasted off from Florida in the world's first crewed lunar mission in over 50 years. And then the Haitian government raising fuel prices to nearly 40%, despite its warnings against artificial shortages. We have the details when our news returns.
More than a podcast, it's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer service that we pride ourselves on.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the record.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. U.S. President Donald Trump announcing today Pam Bondi is out as his Attorney General. This via a post on social media. It marks the end of a contentious tenure of a loyalist who upended the Justice Department's culture of independence from the White House, oversaw large-scale firings of career employees, and moved aggressively to investigate the Republican president's perceived enemies. Trump said Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche will serve as acting Attorney General. Iran fired more missiles at Israel and Gulf Arab states Thursday, demonstrating Tehran's continued ability to strike its neighbors, even as U.S. President Donald Trump claimed the threat from the country was nearly eliminated. Iran's attacks on Gulf states, along with its chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz, has disrupted the world's energy supplies, proving to be Iran's greatest strategic advantage in the war. Britain held a call with nearly 36 countries about how to reopen the strait once the fighting is over. Meantime, Trump has insisted the strait can be taken by force, but said it is not up to the U.S. to do that. Before the U.S. and Israel started the war on February 28th, which strikes on Iran, the waterway was open to traffic and 20% of all traded oil passed through it. 4 astronauts blasted off from Florida on Wednesday on NASA's Artemis II mission, a high-stakes voyage around the moon that marks the United States' boldest step yet toward returning humans to the lunar surface later this decade in a race with China. NASA's Space Launch System rocket, topped with its Orion crew capsule, is carrying its debut crew, 3 U.S. astronauts and a Canadian astronaut. A NASA administrator said the launch was an opening act for subsequent missions that would include construction of a moon base to support the enduring presence we're trying to create on the surface. The mission is the debut crewed test flight in the Artemis program and the world's first to send astronauts in the vicinity of the moon out of Earth's orbit in 53 years. The Haitian government sharply raised fuel prices to nearly 40% on Tuesday, citing global oil market disruptions, even as it warns against artificial shortages. That is, rumors and scams spreading to further drive up costs and sales on the black market. The decision follows days of panic buying and long lines at gas stations across Port-au-Prince and certain provinces. The price adjustments were reviewed by a newly established 9-member advisory council tasked with overseeing fuel pricing and improving transparency in the sector. Under the new pricing structure, gasoline now costs about $5.58 per gallon, diesel at about $6.54, and kerosene at $6.50. St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Terence Drew reaffirming his government's cautious and measured approach to cannabis reform, stressing that any integration of cannabis into society must be handled responsibly to protect the country's economy, public health, and social stability. He said while his government has taken historic steps to recognize the rights of the Rastafari community and reform outdated laws, it remains mindful of potential risk if industry is not properly managed. He also cautioned against actions that could undermine the country's financial stability, particularly regarding international banking relationships. He further addressed medicinal cannabis, stating that while there is potential for therapeutic use, strict regulation is necessary to ensure product safety and quality. Well, it's been weeks since the Ministry of Environment launched the National Cleanup Campaign, and officials say it's going so well, they're looking to expand it. Jasmine Brown tells us more in tonight's Sustainability First.
Bahama's first, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
Since launching the National Cleanup Campaign, Environment Minister Zane Lightbourne says his ministry has been able to take tons of debris and garbage out of several New Providence communities. The campaign's purpose is to crack down on illegal dumping, derelict vehicles, and, of course, littering. Lightbourne says it's set to expand.
The National Cleanup Campaign is so far going well, but we only have in pockets of different communities, and we want it to be all over the country.
Cleanup campaigns are vital. Experts say a properly executed campaign has the ability to protect the environment by directly removing waste from ecosystems, preventing hazardous materials from contaminating waterways, oceans, and wildlife habitats. The initiatives also reduce plastic pollution, improve public health, strengthen community bonds, and raise awareness that often drives long-term behavioral changes and policy improvements. The Environment Minister says it's an initiative that needs a bipartisan approach, and they're taking a look at promoting the campaign in schools.
We want to make sure that the entire country can focus on this. So we may start with schools just so that, because that isn't a group that's really impacted by the political atmosphere.
Reporting for our news and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Jasmine Brown.
On the other side of this break, it's Thursday, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to start the weekend early, especially a holiday weekend. Our Danielle Miller checks in from the high seas. And then in our news at 7:30, Freeport Fashion Week not only bringing the dreams of local designers to life, but also inspiring the next generation. That's coming up when our news returns.
Experience the games, the track, and the moments that define the region's best young athletes. We are your exclusive carriers of the 2026 Carifta Games, with updates from Carifta Swimming. Catch every stride, every finish, every victory. Airing on Channel 212 and streaming live on our news digital platforms. It's the 2026 Carifta Games, only on RTV.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert.
Welcome back. Now to rewatch or weigh in on any of today's top stories, be sure to head on over to ournews.bs or any of our social media platforms. And be sure to join the Our TV network for live Carifta coverage from Grenada starting Saturday, April 4th for day and evening sessions. Watch Team Bahamas compete in the most highly anticipated regional sporting event of the year, exclusively on the Our TV network. Well, that does it for our news at 7. Natalia Hall-Thomas is up next at 7:30. But first, it's time now for Thursday is the New Friday with entertainment correspondent Danielle Miller. And get this, tonight she's on board a ship. Denny.
Hey Megan, yes, I am still on the Love and Harmony cruise and I am in the theater, darling. Earlier today I was on the beach at the International Flag Party and then we came back for the sail away with Sherwin Winchester for that party as well. And now I'm in the theater where we're gonna have movies, comedy shows, and a little bit of dance. This is a cruise where you can be a junglist and a lady at the same time. And guess what? They've already announced some of the artists for the 2027 lineup and the dates. But if you want to know more about that, go and watch Thursday is the New Friday right now on our social media platforms and tune into our 7:30 p.m. broadcast for your story on who else from the Bahamas is on this cruise this year. All right, guys and gals, you know the drill. Until next week, I could be back in studio. Deuces. Back to y'all in studio.
Hey, Danny's having a blast.
I'm a little disappointed about coming back to the studio next week. I don't know.
All right, well, stay tuned to our news on Thursdays to see more escapades like that one with our Danielle Miller. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news, live at 7:30, key updates from election officials as preparations ramp up for voter registration ahead of the 2026 general elections. Also,
we now know an election is set for May 12th, but what does the Free National Movement think about it? Find out coming up on our news.
Plus, from registered voters to first-timers, residents share their thoughts and readiness as Election Day approaches, and later, design, talent, and inspiration on full display. This as Freeport Fashion Week continues to grow and empower young creatives. The story when our news live at 7:30 continues.
Downtown Nassau is coming.
Experience the games, the track, and the moments that define the region's best young athletes. We are your exclusive carriers of the 2026 Carifta Games, with updates from Carifta Swimming. Catch every stride, every finish, every victory. Airing on Channel 212 and streaming live on our news digital platforms. It's the 2026 Carifta Games, only on RTV.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Wrap Star, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Disasters strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales@teleportone.com.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Atalia Hall-Thomas. First tonight, the Parliamentary Registration Department working around the clock to ensure every eligible Bahamian has the opportunity to register and exercise their constitutional right to vote. This comes after the Prime Minister's announcement yesterday that Parliament will be dissolved on April 8th and voters will head to the polls on May 12th. Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson sharing their extended hours for the holiday weekend as the nation gears up for the election.
To assist the public during this final period, I am pleased to advise that the Parliamentary Registration Department will open this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at all satellite stations and the Parliamentary Registration Headquarters. And on Easter Monday at the following locations: Parliamentary Registration Department Headquarters, Gambia Primary School, Fox Hill Community Center, and the Kendall Isaacs Gym.
Thompson also met with an important reminder. He also shared an important reminder, for those who are already registered from the previous general election. He says there's no need to re-register. However, you are reminded to bring along a valid government-issued ID in order to cast your vote.
I also want to repeat a point that was very important for the public to understand. If you already hold a purple voter's card, your registration remains valid and there's no need to register again. I wish to repeat that if you have a purple voter's card, your registration is valid, you don't need to re-register again. You can vote with your purple voter's card in the upcoming general election.
Well, Prime Minister Philip Davis' announcement that the next general election will be held on May 12 has signaled the official start of the 2026 campaign season. Thousands of voters will head to the polls to decide whether to return the Progressive Liberal Party to office or choose between the Free National Movement or the Coalition of Independents. Well, Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands telling our Jasmine Brown today that the May date came as no surprise. She tells us more in this report.
Now that the election has been called, the Free National Movement was quick to respond, saying they're ready to kick their campaign into high gear.
On Wednesday evening, Prime Minister Philip Davis announced the country's next general election will be held on Tuesday, May 12. The Prime Minister also revealed he'll advise the Governor-General to dissolve Parliament on Wednesday, and the writ of election will be issued on Thursday. Once the bell is rung and Parliament is dissolved, voters will no longer be able to register. The announcement comes a week after the House was prorogued, ending the current legislative session. FNM Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands says the date isn't a shocker.
I think it's about time that the Prime Minister stop playing with the public and let us know exactly what was probably the worst kept secret in the history of the Bahamas.
What he does find surprising, though, is what he terms a disastrous parliamentary registration process that's left prospective voters waiting hours to register.
The parliamentary registration process is an absolute disaster. It is a catastrophe. It is a total, utter shamble. You cannot imagine that the parliamentary registration process could be this horrible, frustrating people, annoying people, having people waiting in line for hours, 3, 4, 5 hours.
And while residents rush to register before the House is dissolved next week, the FNM chairman says his party is ready to hit the campaign trail with the issues that matter.
I think they expected us to be caught like deer in the headlights, and that we would not have our paraphernalia, that we would not have the ability to respond. We told them, fool around and find out. We're ready.
With just over a month until the upcoming election, political parties are expected to ramp up their campaigns across the country. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks for that, Jasmine. Well, in light of the Prime Minister's announcement that the country's next general election will be held on May 12, we took to the streets of Grand Bahama to see who's registered, who's not, and how residents are feeling about the upcoming election. Once Parliament is dissolved, voter registration will close, giving Bahamians until April 8 to register. The Prime Minister encouraging every eligible Bahamian to take part in the process with seriousness, respect, and faith in democracy. In Grand Bahama, we found that some residents are registered and ready to vote, while others are not, and some remain undecided. Grand Bahama resident Theodore Newton is registered, but is not pleased with how things are going on the island, while Grand Bahama resident Celestine Russell, who is also registered, is more optimistic.
This is the worstest I ever see Grand Bahama. No hotels, no nothing going on.
I think things would be better after this election is all over.
However, Grand Bahama resident David Larota is not registered and says he has no plans to vote.
I feel like most things don't change. I feel like, all right, you vote for the FNM, you put them in, they don't do what you want them to do. You vote them out, vote in the PLP. They put them in, they don't do what you want them to do. You have to go right back to the FNM who you just vote out.
This woman, who did not give her name, felt as if there wasn't enough time to register.
Because the holiday, it's Holy Week. The holiday is Friday, and also Monday is a holiday, so I think they should extend the time. Normally, I'm not a last-minute person, but because of circumstances.
We also caught up with resident Camille Pinder while she waited in line to register, although she expressed she's unsure her vote will make a difference.
To be honest, I don't think nothing can change because there's always the same two parties. Everybody have the same complaints.
And when it comes to the state of Grand Bahama, residents also share differing views.
I feel if you're a working citizen, yeah, things are right for you. But if not, I'd rather rest the people in the society, they have it hard.
We need jobs to take care of ourselves. We need food, we need to pay our light bill, we need to pay rent and things like that. Some of us, we homeless, trying in our jobs. You understand? I is one of them. I homeless.
However, Grand Bahama resident Kendra Holmes believes things have already improved and is ready to vote.
You know, more jobs were created, South Riding Point. So what's visible doesn't need to be explained. We have the UB North. Of course, we talk about the downtown area becoming alive, parliamentary registration, Solomon's. You know, we went from having a dry-up town, you understand, to actually feeling the liveliness.
Well, tomorrow is Good Friday, a sacred time when many in the Christian faith reflect on the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and observe the day with prayer, reflection, and family time. Here in the Bahamas, one long-standing custom continues, the demand for fish. We took to the streets and visited several docks to see how fish sales are going ahead of the holiday. Our vendors seeing a surge and our residents pleased with the prices. We'll stay tuned to our news at 7:30 tomorrow for that report. Well, nice temperatures to get the holiday weekend started, but will we see some rain? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with more. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and happy Thursday evening, everybody. Partly cloudy skies. It is breezy on the outside. Temperatures in the mid-70s, 76 degrees right now. East winds at 70 miles per hour. It feels like temperature is at 75. Satellite radar composite, that ridge of high pressure jutting out of the Atlantic across our area, still in charge, keeping us with those windy conditions. Very hazardous boating and beaching conditions for the next couple of days. We do have two disturbances we're going to continue to monitor. One just north of Puerto Rico, the other one down the southwestern Caribbean. Both of those expected to merge across the northwest Bahamas by the weekend, so we could see some showers in the forecast for your Easter weekend holidays. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come in our news, design, talent, and inspiration on full display as Freeport Fashion Week continues to grow and empower young creatives. Our news anchor Megan Shepard has the story straight ahead. And later, backed by popular demand, performers share why they keep returning to the Love and Harmony cruise. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Experience the games, the track, and the moments that define the region's best young athletes. We are your exclusive carriers of the 2026 Carifta Games, with updates from Carifta Swimming. Catch every stride, every finish, every victory. Airing on Channel 212 and streaming live on our news digital platforms. It's the 2026 Carifta Games, only on RTV.
I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Rapstar, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Disaster strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales.
The third Freeport Fashion Week is officially in the history books, going down as one of the most creative displays thus far. Now in its third year, the event's chair says it's all about inspiring the next generation of designers and creatives. Our Megan Shepard has more in tonight's edition of The Grander View.
Crocheted patterns, glittered gowns, Androsian print, and more. Models gracing the runway atop a sandy beach at the Stoned Crab restaurant in Freeport for the third edition of Freeport Fashion Week. Growing year after year, the event's chair, Fatima Zara Kaboub, says they're committed to telling the stories of Freeport's designers and to the story that birthed this event.
Fashion Week was created a little bit slightly from the ashes, after Dorian everything was so destroyed and devastated and people lost, dressing up and going and party, it's really the last thing in your mind when you have lost everything. So with that in mind, we decided we needed to do something for this community. We really needed to do something to cheer everybody up. So we started about 3 years ago, and we started very small. We had a couple of designers, mostly Grand Bahamians, and it was just purely to show the talent, support, and just to create something that everyone will be proud of.
This year's event featured 9 designers, up 2 from last year. But Kaboub says the week is about more than just designing and selling clothes.
It's really a huge creativity behind it. So the pieces tonight were very artistic. Of course there was suit, but there was a little bit of sort of edginess to it, with some cutouts, some beads, for men's clothes. It's a little bit super eccentric and just fun. And I think the designers tonight have made us really, really proud. Everyone was blown away by what the kids have produced. I mean, they're not all kids. Some of them are in their 60s, but we have a lot of younger generation, and they're very, very creative.
Now, the Grand Bahama Port Authority is a major sponsor of the event, allowing organizers to donate all proceeds to local schools currently with sewing programs or would like to introduce programs. Kaboub says it's all about inspiration and thinking big. Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepard.
Coming up in sports, it's a travel day for both Carifta Track and Field headed to Grenada and Carifta Swimming headed to Martinique. It's going to be a busy weekend, but going to be a good one.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or off
the track and the moments that define the region's best young athletes. We are your exclusive carriers of the 2026 Carifta Games with updates from Carifta Swimming. Catch every stride, every finish, every victory. Airing on Channel 212 and streaming live on our news digital platforms. It's the 2026 Carifta Games, only on RTV.
I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Rapstar, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Today is for travel, tomorrow is for getting familiar with the new territory, and Saturday, they begin to chase history in Grenada. The most influential junior track and field meet in the region is here, and Team Bahamas is ready to embrace the challenge in Grenada at Carifta 53. This meet has long been the launching pad for future global stars, Olympic champions, world medalists, and NCAA standout, making it one of the most important development competitions in the sport. Once again, Team Bahamas features a strong mix of returning medalists and rising talent across all disciplines. For many of these athletes, this weekend represents more than medals. It's an opportunity to gain international experience wearing the colors of the flag. The 3-day competition runs Saturday through Monday with morning and evening sessions scheduled each day. You can find it all right here, broadcast live on the RTV network.
The stress level isn't really bad because once you listen to your coach, it wouldn't be that stressful. Once you listen to what they're telling you to do and how to do it, it'd be easier for you to do once you listen to them. I prepared by taking a break from off social media and getting my mind right for the event because it's 8 events. And you only have 2 days to complete 8 events and we're 4 on each day, so I had to get my mind right.
Speaking of history, Team Bahamas is looking for even more of it at Carifta Swimming, on the hunt for an 8th consecutive title in Martinique. The R News team is everywhere, all at once. We've got you covered there too. That title defense tour is officially underway. Team Bahamas had their final send-off at the Betty Kelly Kenning Aquatic Center Wednesday morning before taking off for Martinique. Next stop, the chase for 8 at the 39th edition of the Carifta Aquatics Championships. Opening ceremonies dive in Friday afternoon, but after the pomp and pageantry, competition officially gets underway. The Bahamas has been dominant, winning 7 in a row and 9 of the last 10 meets. The only blemish on the record over the course of that run, 2016, when Martinique won in Martinique. He was already moving ahead of schedule as one of the fastest rising prospects in the minors before an injury derailed his 2026 season. But don't be alarmed, don't be worried. Sebastian Walcott will be back and will be better than ever. Walcott shared photos from his recent elbow surgery for the first time following a successful internal brace procedure. The Rangers said the 19-year-old infielder avoided Tommy John surgery with a recovery timeline of about 5 to 6 months before he resumes hitting and a possible return to game action. Position players like Walcott typically rehab faster with this injury, with comparisons to Trevor Story and Corey Seager, who returned from a similar procedure within that 6-month time frame. If all goes well, Walcott could see minor league action before the Arizona Fall League or Winter Ball later this year. He's been promoted aggressively in each of the past 3 years through the Rangers system, spending all of 2025 with AA Frisco, where he hit 13 homers and stole 32 bases as one of the youngest players in the league. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS, and there's a lot to follow all weekend. For Carifta Track and Field, don't miss a session over the next 3 days. You can watch it all here on the RTV network. And for Carifta Swimming, stay locked into our social media pages and newscasts for poolside updates. We've got it all covered, I promise, and you can trust me. I'm on TV.
When our news comes back from the break, backed by popular demand, performers share why they keep returning to the Love and Harmony cruise. That's coming up when our news returns. Stay with us.
Disaster strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales@teleportone.com.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new
Experience the games, the track, and the moments that define the region's best young athletes. We are your exclusive carriers of the 2026 Carifta Games, with updates from Carifta Swimming. Catch every stride, every finish, every victory. Airing on Channel 213.
This is our news. Welcome back. We have that high pressure ridge still in charge, and that's generating some very strong winds across us Near gale warnings for the entire chain expected for the next day or two before things start to wind down. That high pressure ridge also bringing in some surges of moisture across our area. So we saw a couple of showers early across the northwest Bahamas. Most of that now moving into Florida. We do have two systems, one in mid and upper level in the far eastern Caribbean, and then another one down the southwestern Caribbean as well. Both of those expected to merge across the northwest Bahamas by the weekend. So we're looking for some showers possibly in your Easter weekend holidays for that time frame and taking us into early next week. But that high will keep a front to the north of us. The front is expected to clip our area by early next week as well. So could see some more showers in the forecast early next week also. Taking a look at the future forecast, moisture that moves through is now across Florida. That moisture will continue to exit the area. Moisture from the Caribbean, that's high level clouds moving across us. And then of course by Saturday we expect all the moisture to start approaching, moving across us as those two systems merge on the weekend. Boating forecast, advisory still posted for outside the Atlantic areas. Dangerous rip currents out there, easterly winds at 15 to 20 knots in the northwest Bahamas. They will be gusting high at times, 4 to 7 foot seas expected, but building up to 10 feet in the Atlantic waters. While in the central and southeast Bahamas, small craft, we're asking to remain in port. Dangerous rip currents down there as well. Easterly winds at 20 to 25 knots. There will be some occasional gusts to near gale across that area. 5 to 8 foot seas, very rough, and building up to 12 feet in Atlantic waters in northeast to easterly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we see some improvement tomorrow as some dry air moves in, but those two systems moving across our area by the weekend. Temperatures will stay near the 80-degree mark. Easter Sunday looks like we may have some showers in the forecast, so you may want to keep the rain gear handy, but Monday should be fine. Then that front approaches by middle of next week, more showers in the forecast during that time frame. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, tonight our Danielle Miller continues her coverage of the 9th Annual Love and Harmony Cruise. In this next report, she speaks to a few familiar faces on why they've returned to perform on the cruise.
2026 marks the 9th year anniversary of the Love and Harmony Cruise, and passengers, also known as harmonizers, are not the only ones that continue to return year after year. So does talent. More than 2,000 people are currently on board the annual Love and Harmony Cruise, some first-time harmonizers, but the vast majority are returning harmonizers, including artists like Beres Hammond. However, they are not the only recurring faces. For the last 4 years, DJs of local radio house 100 Jams have joined the cruise. Veteran harmonizer DJ Spuddy told me curating an environment for the unique heritage of the islands to flourish is what keeps him coming back.
I just love the vibe, like playing reggae music, playing R&B, playing my culture music, reggae and scrape. So it's like seeing all the cultures together is different.
Disc jockey Only Tunes agrees. He explains this is his second time on board, and the cruise allows him to act as an ambassador.
So I'm taking full advantage of it because I really see myself way beyond our just waters, but I'm not straying from the culture. I wanna see the Bahamas on a bigger scale when it comes to the music, when it comes to the people.
Also performing on the cruise for the second year, disc jockey Fresh International. He told me his first appearance in 2025 led to him booking a large festival in the Virgin Islands. He says he can attest. Events like the Love and Harmony Cruise allows local talent to export our culture throughout the region and, by extension, the world.
Last year, the Bahamas, just like this year, had a big, or should I say, had a huge contingency. The fact that I am a Bahamian, like authentically North Andros born, island boy, Bahamian, I don't care what stage I'm on. Could be pop, could be R&B, could be reggae, could be soca. You will get Rick and Spring. Yeah, you will get it. So I just felt as though that, what we try to do or what needs to be done, especially not for just DJs, but also artists in the Bahamas, we need to let the world know that we are here and we are here to stay.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, Danny's having a blast. Thanks so much for that, Danielle. Well, join the Our TV network for live Carifta coverage from Grenada starting Saturday, April 4th for day and evening sessions. Watch Team Bahamas compete in the most highly anticipated regional sporting event of the year exclusively on the Our TV network. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight on behalf of the entire team. I'm Natalia Hall Thomas. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.